Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in. My name is Adrian Taskin. I am the head buyer here at Luxury Bazaar. So I thought it'd be a great idea to actually make a video talking about the new arrivals that we get on a weekly basis. In fact, you guys get an email every week with a bunch of stuff. So I figured why not better to put a voice to the actual product in itself and discuss it, and also why I'm buying these things. And if anybody's asking, and people have been asking a lot, what I've been wearing on my wrist as of lately, it's been an Ulysse Nardin Freak X, and this is the Yoshida edition in carbon. I gotta say, if there's any brand out there that has got a second act and a second chance to really showcase their brilliance, it's Ulysse Nardin, and I'm a big fan of them. I think they're gonna do wonderful things. That being said, let's talk about the new arrivals that we have for this week, and I'm gonna start off with my favorite brand ever, Patek Philippe, and we're gonna talk about the 5968 Rose, Aquanaut, and Rose Gold. Ever since the tariff situation has happened, and I know we've talked about this in detail, and I know it's still something very fresh in the market, but what I have been doing, because it's been very, very difficult to get product into the United States, I've been buying up as many Aquanauts and Patek Philippes as I can, because they're some of our more requested, expensive watches in general. So I've been doing my best to buy them up, and as soon as they get here, they come right out. So this is the only Aquanaut left we have. We just got it in, Patek Philippe 5968 Rose Gold Chronograph. Next up, you can see here, I actually bought two Cartier Santos in Rose Gold. Why have only one when you can have two of them? So for me, buying watches like this, first off, you have Cartier, which is one of the most preeminent brands in the world, skeleton, and that comes on straps and buckles. So I figured, you know what, this is a value play here. It's a big, big, big retail ticket item, and they can be purchased for a big discount. One of them is a new 2024, and one of them is a new 2022. And I have a feeling the shelf life on these won't last too long. Next up, we have the Rose Gold Parmigiani Fleurier. Now, it's not often that we get a lot of Parmigianis in. However, every time we do get them, and they seem to be very popular, I think the general sentiment about the brand is they make a really, really good product. And when I saw this Rose Gold, when a client offered me to buy it, he sent it in, and I kind of just saw the dial, and I said to myself, you know what, this is one of the coolest dials that I have seen in recent times. And the watch in itself, the engineering, the overall aesthetic of it is very, very beautiful, so I bought it in. Again, another fantastic value play, big retail ticket item that can be purchased at a big discount. Haven't done this in a long time. A little rusty. Moving on, we have an Audemars Piguet 15510 ST green dial, 41 millimeters, a definite fan favorite. Every time we get these in, again, they go right out the door. And the green dial is one of the most interesting things because it's highly, highly requested. It's the most expensive one in terms of value in comparison to its blue dial, black dial, and white dial counterparts. But yet, you really need to catch the green in the proper light. And once you do, like this light right here, it is absolutely spectacular. 15510 ST in green. All right, while we're on the topic of green dials, we're going to pull out a yellow gold Speedy here, as well as a John Mayer yellow gold Daytona. Now look, Rolex and Omega obviously go in hand as a household name. They're one of the two most popular brands on the planet, bar none. You have the Daytona and you have the Speedy, the two most iconic models within those brands. And it's really interesting because you seemingly have two yellow gold watches, both chronographs with a green dial, yet one is about a third of the price of the other. Obviously, it's going to be the Speedy. And again, value proposition play, big retail, big discount. You're getting a lot of bang for your buck with these Speedies. I think it's an absolutely beautiful watch. And the yellow gold John Mayer Daytona, this is a piece that for us has been an absolute roller coaster. In terms of COVID years up until now, we've seen the watch go to $150,000 back down to about $60,000, and now it has settled somewhere in between the $65,000 to $80,000 range pending condition. Again, they don't make the watch anymore. They just came out with the new quote-unquote John Mayer Daytona at Watches and Wonders, and yet we still get a lot of requests for these. This is one of our best-selling gold watches, period. John Mayer Daytona, an absolute classic. So let's move on to more precious metal pieces from Rolex. Now, as we all know, we're sitting here, the price of gold seems to be going up every single day. So what I think is going to happen, and I don't think manufacturers are going to have a choice, but they're going to raise retails on all gold pieces. So I've been buying up as many of them as I can. So I'm going to go from the John Mayer. We're going to talk about a relatively new release from Rolex. Now, this is a Date 40 with a diamond bezel and a mother of pearl diamond dial. Yes, mother of pearl diamond dial. You do not see a lot of these. It's a brand new release or relatively new release. And one of the things I wanted to point out about this watch is when I saw the rendering of the watch when they first released it and you saw it on Rolex.com, it's very underwhelming in the picture. However, when you get it and you see it in your hands, it just looks so rich. There's a lot of diamonds in, there's a lot of mother of pearl, and although it's kind of has a feminine touch to it because of the mother pearl. The size makes it, in my opinion, for sure unisex, and it's just overall great aesthetic piece. The retail on the piece out the door is like $70,000. So I bought it at a good deal, brand new, and you can have it for under retail today. Now, last from our gold Rolex line, we have the iconic, quintessential first yellow gold piece that most people get. That would be the Submariner. This is the 41 millimeter reference 126618 in yellow gold. Again, another piece that I like to pick up because now you can pretty much pick them up pre-owned under MSRP, so they're always really good to have because they move really fast. All right, moving on from precious metals, we're going to go into titanium, and here we have a Zenith Defy in Classic. Now, Zenith is a brand that gets a lot of great recognition, especially from the watch collector community, and one thing that everybody can say is, you know what, they make a very, very good product, and it's very, very price friendly. Here we have a titanium watch with a skeleton dial from Zenith that can be had for under $10,000. So anytime I get a chance to pick these up at a deal, in order to be able to offer for a deal, I pick them up. It's always successful for us, and it always leaves the customer happy. So Zenith Defy Titanium. All right, so now we have the Tudor Flamingo, as they like to call it. Now, look, Tudor is a watch, as I like to say, it's Rolex's baby brother. And within their Black Bay stuff and a lot of their Pelago stuff, it's a very, very popular watch for us. But I think they really turned a corner when they started making the Black Bay Chrono, starting with the Panda one, the blue one. And when they made the pink one, it really blew the market apart. That was really the only time I could ever think Tudor was bringing multiple premiums over retail. We're talking about a $6,000 watch bringing $20,000 at the gate, and still to this day they're bringing double list. Yes, double list Tudors. And I asked somebody like why that is, and if you cannot walk into your authorized dealer and get one of these today, it has to be a flagship store or a boutique. So the pink one did well, and now this new Flamingo one is riding their coattails with seemingly the same success. Every time we get these in, we sell them very quickly. We have 2 more incoming. So I figured, you know what? Love to have these in stock. Love to have these on the site. Love to be able to offer them to you guys. Tudor Flamingo Chrono. Now, another great option for chronographs is going to be one of the Holy Trinity pieces, the Vacheron Constantin Overseas with a blue dial. Now, we've talked about this watch many times before, and the sentiment within the watch community is that Vacheron Constantin makes the best blue dial bar none. If you catch this in the sunlight, the thing absolutely radiates. And one of the things that I do also love about the watch is the quick interchangeable strap system. So if you're tired of wearing it on a bracelet, you can throw it on a rubber strap, you can throw it on a leather strap, and it gives it an entirely different look and feel. And we love having these in. Again, another watch that today is under retail. In the peak market a couple years ago, these were bringing upwards of $50,000. So now you could seemingly chop that in half. No new arrivals list can be complete without a row of stainless steel and sport model Rolexes, so let's dive right into it with a two-tone rose gold, smooth bezel, Oyster bracelet, silver motif dial. That is a lot to take in for one watch. Anyway, that being said, I think one of the best things that Rolex has done with their Datejust line is when they started making these motif dials, because for many years, Datejust, in my opinion, have just been one of the more redundant models that they've made with the black, the blue, the white, the silver. And with these new motifs, it just gives it an extra layer of just pretty aesthetic as well as just fun. It's just a fun watch to have. It's a really cool dial. Two-tone rose gold Datejust. And although I just talked about redundant dials, I apologize. I'm going to have to bring out a fluted bezel Jubilee Datejust rhodium dial. And this is one of the watches that I like to call, and I think I've coined the phrase at this point, it's a vanilla market piece. Now, what do I mean when I say vanilla market piece? That really means it's neither here or there in terms of market value, right? If it's vanilla, it really means that the aftermarket sales price on these pieces is right around retail price. So if your local AD does not have it, or they don't have your dial coming in, that's kind of where we come in and are able to offer that to you. It's not that difficult today to get a fluted bezel Jubilee Datejust, but if they don't have the dial, then they don't have the dial. That's why you come to us. So it's always really good to have a variety of these in stock. Okay, moving on from the Explorer, we're going to jump right into the Air King, and the Air King is most definitely the most affordable stainless steel Rolex sports watch that there is. And here we have a 126900 reference that comes with the new crown guards. And today, again, this is one of those pieces from Rolex that if they don't have in stock or they don't have an allocation coming, it's something that we can offer for you for right around that retail price point. So Rolex Air King, again, if Submariners or GMTs become redundant for you, Air King also adds that extra layer of being different, so to speak. So if you want to be different, Air King is definitely a great choice for you. Now, moving on from the Air King, we have the most popular watch that's in anybody's catalog. We sell by far the most of these, especially on the Jubilee band. We have the Batgirl. This watch is seemingly perfect. From an everyday wear, from an everyday collector's perspective, the black blue bezel was one of the best things Rolex has done. And ever since then, I think it's propelled everything else in their catalog moving forward. When they first came out with it, I believe it's been over 10 years since they came out with the Batman on Oyster. And then ever since they came out with the Jubilee, it just catapulted the brand into a whole different stratosphere. So again, our #1 selling watch of 2024, and I pretty much believe it's going to be the #1 selling watch of 2025, the Rolex Batgirl. Okay, last but not least, we cannot leave our ladies out, so we went out there and picked up a rose gold Royal Oak 37mm, frosted with the salmon dial. Look, just aesthetically, this piece is just absolutely gorgeous. It stands out from any other piece out there that any brand makes, because let's face it, nobody besides AP, I think, to this day makes frosted finishes. So it just adds that extra layer of special. So it's always great having these in. Guys, Mother's Day is coming up. Pick one of these up for your lady. Royal Oak Rose Gold Frosted. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. All of these watches will be linked down below in our new arrivals section on our website. So please make sure to like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next time on New Arrivals.